Hi, welcome to Desperate to Be Well, and we're going to learn about the location of the urinary bladder meridian. On this video, we're going to be covering the location of the urinary bladder meridian and the information for its nutrients that it needs and the time of day and all that other information. I actually condensed it onto my blog for this particular meridian. All of the blogs for the different meridians could be found at desperatetoBeWell.com. So let's get started. Okay, so as far as the urinary bladder meridian goes, it is actually one of the longest meridians, and it covers from head to toe, the whole area. And it'll start by your eye, and it comes up, and it does a little zigzag. Look right here. Starts at the eye, goes up, and if you fall on this model, it's the gray line, and then it comes down around. And if you notice, and the reason it has 67 acupuncture points for the right side and 67 acupuncture points for the left side. So there's quite a few acupuncture points for it. And if you notice, the reason for that is there's two lines going down there. So like here's your spine, you got the middle of your spine, and then just off to the his left or right, whichever one it is, you'll see two lines that are next to it that are gray. Both of those are for the urinary bladder meridian. And on the other side, it's the same as well, both lines. And so you have 4 lines of the meridian going down each side of the spine. And then when it gets past that, if you see it goes down here. Is it showing you? Yeah. One of them zigzags a little, and the other one just keeps going down. And then it joins down here, and then it goes across the back of your knee, and then on down, and then it ends at your the outside of your pinky toe. And so a very popular place that I usually put my essential oils is on the back of my knees if I want to target the urinary bladder meridian. And so because it's also closest to the exit point, because what I do the reason I'm sharing all this information on Desperate to Be Well is not because I know everything about acupuncture. I'm not even an acupuncturist or an acupressure person, but the information from that allows, I use towards my philosophy that I've called DISH. And DISH stands for Defensive Individual Shield Hypothesis. And I combine the information I know about alternative medicine along with the information I know about Western medicine, and I combine the two, and then I'm able to have the methods that wouldn't work for me in the past to now work. And so that's what this channel's about. So if you're frustrated, maybe I have some information I can share. It's not medical advice, but it is hopefully something that will make you start asking questions so that you can start looking for your answers with your doctor. So, and there's the urinary bladder meridian, and it can also be seen on this chart. If you don't want to get a mannequin, this chart's pretty easy to read, except for the urinary bladder meridian. It's really kind of hard to locate unless you know where you're looking, because it does cover so many areas. You have to keep flipping back and forth, because like it starts over here, and it goes up, and then it comes on down, and then there's the 2 rows, and then it goes on down for that. And then the other places, if I'm using essential oils or a remedy and I want to put them on my hand or on my feet, I have this chart here. And for like I mentioned already, when I'm targeting the urinary bladder meridian, I usually just do the back of my knees. And then another place that it's, because the important thing, which is, it's funny because it's like, you think urinary bladder, really? It's like, wait, you got the heart, you got the lungs, you got the liver, you got all these really important things. And then you have the urinary bladder. I mean, yes, I understand the need to get rid of toxins in your body, but it's like, is it really that big of a deal? Actually, it's a really big deal. So because of the location, if you think about it, where it is according to the spine and on your head, it has a lot to do with your nervous system. especially the fight or flight or the rest and recharge or whatever they call that. And so yes, this meridian is actually really important. And so, I mean, all of them are important, but so real quick, I understand that when we're talking about these meridians and how they're dividing and they're all going down like this, there's a lot more involved than just that, because you always have a surface points, and you also have what's going on internally, and sometimes they branch out, and so it may not have a point on the body, but there's stuff going on. So just wanted to tell you that. So as far as putting remedies or essential oils on my feet or on my hands, if I wanted to target the urinary bladder, it would be right here on your hand. And then if you were to look at your feet, it's kind of funny because the feet and the hands they're similar. And so like right here where it changes direction, or dips in and dips in and starts dipping back out. That's how it is on the foot too, because if you look down here where the foot curves in, and then it's right there, and then it starts curving back out again on both sides. So that is for the urinary bladder, but also since it's the meridian, also I would do the outside of my foot. And you may be thinking, well, why don't you just do the whole foot? Well, sometimes I did, but when you're particularly weak, it's like you don't want to go into battle and fight a huge army. You can just fight a smaller army and move up from there, because sometimes doing all at once was just too hard on my body because I had a broken dish, and dish standing for defensive individual shield hypothesis. But when I manually did my dish, then I could make progress in my health. So that's it for that. Partner meridian for the urinary bladder meridian is the kidney meridian, and that will be the next video. See you then.